Welcome to the New Brunswick Adventures. On this episode, we start out by visiting the Magnetic Hill area in Moncton, recently famous for hosting concerts with some of the biggest names in the music industry. And then Robyn makes some new friends at the Magnetic Hill Zoo just across the street. Then, we take you through some of New Brunswick's world-class snowmobile trails. And these trails are not just perfect on their own. They need to be groomed. Watch as Robyn takes control.
He doesn't know what he's getting himself into.
More than 400 animals, the Magnetic Hill Zoo is the largest in Atlantic Canada. You can view the wild exotic animals like jaguars and zebras, or you can take a look at some of New Brunswick's domestic animals. The zoo also has daily feedings which are open to the public. I have the honor of providing the African lions with their daily snack.
So, it's dripping.
Hopefully today it'll get up, and maybe for this is the only time we can guarantee that they actually will be up and moving.
There are two lions at the zoo, Marshall and Quito. Together they eat between 10 and 13 pounds of meat a day. In the wild, usually it's the female that does the hunting. But here in captivity, Marshall, the 22-year-old male African lion, is first to the dinner table.
We're feeding them moose meat from roadkill. The Department of Natural Resources brings this here for the lions, and I'm going to feed them. Oh, tasty. Here you go. Bon appetit.
Quito is a 9-year-old female African lion and is really digging that moose meat. Marshall is well past his prime. In the wild, a male lion might live as long as 12 years. And although he may move a little slower, you will not catch me down there in that cage with him.
While these African lions finish up with their feast, I'm going to head over to the primates and do a little bit of monkeying around.
Molly's an old lady, Gibbon.
She's 3 years older than me. I'm not an old lady.
Welcome back to the New Brunswick Adventures. We are in Moncton at Magnetic Hill. I've just conquered the 100-foot speed slide, the Kamikaze,
Here you go. Bon appetit.
while Robyn played provider to African lions at the Magnetic Hill Zoo. This is Atlantic Canada's largest zoo, with more than 400 animals on site. They have birds, mammals, and reptiles at this 40-acre park. Some are fierce, most are cute, and others like to just monkey around.
The Primate exhibit at Magnetic Hill Zoo is by far the most crowd-pleasing. The gibbons, lemurs, and baboons really draw a crowd.
So I should stand back when I'm around the baboons. Are they dangerous?
They have kind of a reputation to be a little bit unpredictable. I call them unpredictable and not necessarily dangerous, because an adult male like him over here, he's easily as strong as at least one full-grown, healthy adult human male.
Okay.
As strong as that is. And he can also bite as hard as any Rottweiler or Pit Bull. And he's got really distinct, about 1.5 inches long, very sharp canine teeth.
Whoa.
So, but as long as you're your arm length away, you'll probably be quite safe.
You're safe.
Probably. We'll go around the
And they
corner
eat.
next to everyone's favorite primates here, the gibbons.
Safe.
This is Molly and Hoot.
Hey, Molly.
And Molly and Hoot are white-handed Lar gibbons from Asia. We mentioned before that all primates in the world belong to one of 4 main categories. Gibbons are apes. So gibbons are close relatives to other higher primates like chimpanzees and gorillas and orangs.
I heard some singing going on a while ago. Was that these guys?
Yeah, probably one of the most memorable and unique things about visiting the gibbons at the zoo, if you're lucky enough to hear them, is to hear Molly sing. And Molly sings a song for us. We call it a song, but really it's kind of a territory call.
And she's how old?
Molly's 33. Molly's an old lady, gibbon, I
She's
guess.
3 years older than me. I'm not an old lady.
Yeah, but you're not a gibbon either. So if you were a gibbon and you were 3 years younger than Molly, you'd be an old lady gibbon, maybe, kind of. It's not uncommon for gibbons though to live into their late 30s and even into their 40s.
She eats well?
She eats very well.
Fruits.
Molly's got a really varied diet. You're feeding her fruit right now, and that's one of her most favorite things in the world.
Oh.
Well, normally one of her most favorite things in the world. We'll see, you can try something else
Tomato?
maybe and see. There, look at that, see? If she'll let you. There you go. Molly's loving you right now. But it can change.
Is she gonna sing for me?
We can try to get Molly to sing.
Gibbons have a very distinct territorial call. It's loud and can be heard from just about anywhere on the zoo premises. Molly doesn't vocalize on command. It takes encouragement to entice her into singing.
Woo! 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 She usually goes and sits on her rock. I guess she's gonna just literally hang around for a few minutes. Woo! Woo! Let's all please give Molly a round of applause and thank her for singing for us today.
Good job, Molly.
New Brunswick is a winter wonderland with some of the world's finest groomed snowmobile trails. This province is a snowmobiler's paradise. Located on the east coast of Canada, between the provinces of Quebec and Nova Scotia and the American state of Maine, New Brunswick is one of the most easily accessible Canadian provinces by car or by snowmobile. Our adventure begins at the city of Miramichi, home to white gold. In New Brunswick, snowmobile trails are like highway systems. The Northern Snowmobile Odyssey is a trail system which covers more than 1,000 kilometers. It begins in the city of Miramichi and takes you through my hometown of Bathurst. It continues north to Campbellton before turning westward to the city of Edmundston. On this trail system, you will see amazing wildlife and ancient mountain ranges. New Brunswick is the snowiest of the 3 maritime provinces and generally receives between 300 to 400 centimeters per year. I'm taking a short ride today around the Miramichi area, and there is no shortage of scenery on this ride. So here we are in the beautiful Blackville, New Brunswick. We're about to take a nice run from Blackville to Miramichi, and I have the Skidoo rep for the Maritimes, Mr. Rick Lingley.
Hi Glenn, how are you?
Great. First of all, this is an amazing machine. It's brand new, it's a 1200. It just feels fantastic when you drive it. Tell us a bit about it.
Well Glenn, this is a 2009 MXEX. It's a spring model. And with the spring model, you get the premium gauge package, you get a 1.25 inch track, and of course it's got that beautiful working Fortec 1200cc engine. It's just the engine designers and the engineers did a fantastic job with this sled.
So as you can see folks, I haven't been driving too fast, but I hit 109 miles per hour my top speed today. I don't know if that's illegal around here, but
hey the trail's actually allowed. It's a good safe day, the sun, you can see, it's fantastic.
But this feels just so easy, and some of the trails aren't completely groomed because of the storm last night, but you feel really comfortable on it.
Well, that's the thing, that we really believe that our chassis will really help people develop their confidence level when they're riding, because the sleds handle, and really they're so predictable, which is a nice thing, because you're always in control of the sled. You don't want the sled to basically control you.
Tell us a bit about some of the functions you got in here to make you comfortable when you're driving around on one of these.
Essentially, you have the handlebar warmer, so you can actually either turn down or turn up the heat incrementally, as well as the thumb warmer as well. So you can adjust them independently, and you can set them exactly to your own comfort level.
You were telling me about the designer of the engine. This thing is like, it sounds just like the equivalent of a what?
A Porsche Boxster.
The guy who built the Porsche Boxster engine built this engine?
Well, basically, our executive vice president of Rotax, which is a BRP company, he had many years with Porsche as being an engineer. So when he was given the green light by our president to design the Fortec 1200cc engine, he knew exactly what sound he wanted. And they were actually able, through sound frequency, to almost match the Porsche Boxster almost to a T. So it really kind of gives you the goosebumps when you're driving this sled.
Well, let's just have a listen here. And of course, electric start. You don't even have to push or pull anything. It's just... Well, it's time to hit the trails, Rick. Thanks a lot. Thanks for the snowmobile. I get to keep this, eh?
Oh, sure, absolutely, Glenn.
Excellent. See you later.
Thanks, Glenn. Have fun.
Yee-hoo! Welcome back to the New Brunswick Adventures, Canada's East Coast experience. Today, I am blasting through some of the province's highly advanced snowmobile trails. This is white gold in this area, and we call this trail system in the northern part of the province the Northern Odyssey. So here we are on, well, we call it a highway here in New Brunswick. This is part of the Northern Odyssey, best snowmobiling in the world, we like to call it. This is what we call white gold here in this area. This is the stuff that people from around the world come to snowmobile on. And as you can see, they have machines that groom these trails, and we're lucky enough to be the first people on this groomed trail. It's just as flat as you can get. To show you how they get these trails so flat, Robyn is going to take a trip with a groomer up by the Bathurst region at Governor's Resort. And I'm heading up towards the Miramichi River. We're driving skidoos, and this is a wicked machine, and I'm ready to rock once again.
cover in one shift? And how long is a typical shift?
A typical shift would run anywhere between 12 and 20 hours. And in that length of time, he could cover roughly 100 kilometers of trail.
Going 10 kilometers an hour?
The optimum grooming speed is anywhere between 8 and 10 kilometers an hour, or basically 6 to 8 miles per hour.
And why would you say that the Northern Odyssey trails are the best in New Brunswick?
We'd like to think that we got one of the better trail systems in New Brunswick, and as a matter of fact, in all of Canada, in that we can loop around, maybe half a dozen major loops with quite a few minor loops, and this is what basically a snowmobiler likes to do. He doesn't like to travel on the same trails day in and day out. So with these loops, it provides him the opportunity of riding these trails without basically doing a return trip on the same trail.
And the groomers themselves are just really good at it.
Well, you mean the groomer operators? We like to think we're good, but I'm telling you, it takes years of experience to get a real good operator, and you have to know what the snowmobiler wants, and a good operator recognizes that. He wants the trails wide, he wants the trails flat and hard, and a good operator can provide that kind of trail for the snowmobiler.
So, Don, any chance I could drive this puppy?
I don't see why not. I can always operate the levers here. As long as you can steer the wheel.
I can steer the wheel. Time to drive the groomer. He doesn't know what he's getting himself into.
Oh God, don't smash it, for God's sake. Oh, I think we have a new operator here. Yeah, prettiest operator in New Brunswick.
We got our full pin. It's not like the race car. It's pretty much one gear, right? Forward.
Forward, yeah. No
and
problem.
Reverse. I'm not gonna go in reverse though. I would, but oh, we got a snowmobiler.
No, don't pull over. You stop.
Okay.
That's right. Yeah.
Okay. We stop.
Yeah. Yeah. Anytime there's a snowmobiler, you should stop. Let them pass you. A good operator would look out the mirror and check his trail, and at the same time you have to look forward.
Everything's good behind us.
Everything's good behind you.
Smooth.
Smooth. That's
Smooth
what,
operator.
Yes, there's lots to do in New Brunswick. A small province, but don't let that fool you. We have lots of history, a diverse culture, and many opportunities for the tourist. Whether it be visiting a spa for the day, snowmobiling on one of the thousands of kilometers of finely groomed trails, or fishing the great Atlantic salmon, it sure is a fun place to visit. New Brunswick is accessible by air, rail, car, and even snowmobile. And you can enter via the province of Quebec or the state of Maine in the United States. One of the finest drives is the Miramichi River Route, leaving from Fredericton, taking you all the way up to the city of Miramichi along one of the most famous Atlantic salmon rivers in the world. New Brunswick is a beautiful province. In the winter, Northern New Brunswick offers the best snowmobiling you'll find anywhere on the planet. We get the most snow, it comes first, and it lasts the longest. And that's what makes these trails on the Northern Odyssey second to none. If you want an adventure of a lifetime, hop on one of these machines and take a ride on one of our trails. Thanks for watching the New Brunswick Adventures, And on behalf of my co-hosts, Robyn, Audet, and myself, Glen Ferguson, thanks for watching.